They told her to stay quiet. Not kindly, not gently, not as advice. They said the way people do when they believe they hold all the power. Stay quiet. It's better for everyone. Everyone, of course, didn't include her. Maya Thompson had built her career from nothing. No family connections, no safety net, just late nights, secondhand blazers, and an almost stubborn belief that hard work eventually speaks for itself. For years, it did. She became the youngest operations director at her company, a fast-rising tech firm celebrated in glossy magazines and leadership podcasts. The CEO, Daniel Reed, loved to talk about transparency, integrity, and people-first culture, until the day Maya discovered the numbers. It started small, a discrepancy in a quarterly report, a rounding error that wasn't rounding. She assumed it was a mistake. She sent an email, polite, precise. The response was unusually fast. Let's discuss in person. That meeting changed everything. Daniel didn't look concerned. He looked annoyed. You're sharp, he said. Sharp people sometimes overthink. Maya slid the printed spreadsheets across the table. These figures don't match the internal revenue logs. Those logs aren't your responsibility, he said evenly, and neither is this conversation. She felt it then, the subtle warning behind the words. A week later, she was called into HR. They praised her performance, then gently suggested that raising unverified concerns could damage the company's reputation. And your own, the HR director added softly. That was the first time she heard it. You should stay quiet. At first, she tried to convince herself it was just corporate politics. Maybe she misunderstood, but the numbers didn't lie. The company had been inflating revenue ahead of a major acquisition announcement. Investors were pouring in money based on projections that were built on smoke. And she had proof. Emails, internal reports, recorded meetings she'd saved out of habit. The pressure escalated quickly. Her projects were reassigned. Invitations to executive meetings stopped. She was excluded from strategy calls she once led. Colleagues who used to laugh with her in the hallway now avoided eye contact. One evening, she found a manila envelope on her desk. Inside was a formal warning letter, accusations of disruptive conduct, a subtle reminder about the non-disclosure agreement she signed when she joined. At the bottom, any further breach may result in termination and legal action. She stared at it for a long time. That night, she couldn't sleep. She thought about the interns working overtime for stock options that might soon be worthless, the small investors who believed in the company's promises, the employees trusting leadership to be honest. She also thought about her rent, her savings, her aging mother who depended on her health insurance. Silence was safe. Speaking up could destroy everything she built. 3 days later, Daniel requested another meeting. This time, he skipped the corporate charm. You're talented, he said. It would be unfortunate if you made a decision that closed doors permanently. He slid a document toward her, a severance package, 6 months' salary, a glowing reference. One condition, confidentiality, permanent. Take this, he said. Move on. No drama. The message was clear. Stay quiet, get paid, protect your future, or go public, and face whatever comes next. She took the envelope home. For hours, she sat at her kitchen table staring at it. It was more money than she'd ever seen offered at once. It would give her breathing room, time to find another job, stability. All she had to do was say nothing. But silence has a cost too. The next morning, she called an investigative journalist she'd followed for years. Her hands trembled as she dialed. When the journalist answered, Maya almost hung up. Instead, she said, I have documents, and they're real. The meeting happened in a crowded cafe. She handed over copies, explained everything. The journalist listened, asked careful questions, took notes. 2 weeks later, the story broke. Headlines exploded across news feeds. Tech darling accused of revenue manipulation. Whistleblower comes forward. Her name was in bold. Her phone lit up nonstop. Messages from colleagues, unknown numbers, journalists, supporters. critics. By evening, the board announced an internal investigation. By the next morning, Daniel Reed had resigned effective immediately. Maya received an email from the company's legal team threatening defamation action. Fear hit her in waves. Had she miscalculated? Would they bury her in lawsuits? Then something unexpected happened. Other employees began to speak. An accountant shared concerns about pressure to adjust projections. Investors demanded transparency. Regulators stepped in. Within a month, the internal investigation confirmed what Maya had exposed. Financial statements were restated. Bonuses were clawed back. Several executives were dismissed. The narrative shifted. She wasn't disruptive. She was credible. The legal threats disappeared. Instead, she began receiving invitations. Ethics panels, industry conferences, leadership forums. People wanted to hear her story. Job offers were slow at first. Companies admired courage publicly, but privately hesitated to hire someone known for challenging leadership. There were nights she wondered if silence would have been easier. Then she would receive a message, an employee from another firm thanking her for giving them courage to question suspicious practices. A young professional saying, "I thought I was the only one." That's when she understood. Going public wasn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It was about refusing to participate in a lie. 6 months later, she stood on a stage at an industry summit. When the moderator asked what advice she would give someone facing the same situation, she paused. "Document everything," she said first, practical as ever. The audience chuckled softly. Then she added, "And decide who you want to be when it's over. Afraid for a moment or silent forever." That was the real shift. The company she once helped build eventually rebranded. New leadership, new messaging. They spoke about lessons learned and a renewed commitment to transparency. Maya never went back. She didn't need to. Her career took a different path. Consulting on compliance, advising boards on ethical risk, mentoring young professionals navigating corporate politics. She became known for one thing. She would not look away. Years later, when people summarize a scandal, they often focus on the dramatic headlines, the stock crash, the CEO's resignation. They rarely mention the quiet moment at a kitchen table when a woman chose between comfort and conscience. They rarely mention the fear. But Maya remembered. She remembered the weight of that envelope in her hands. She remembered the tremble in her voice during that first phone call. She remembered how small she felt walking into that cafe. And she remembered the exact second she realized something powerful. They only win when you agree to disappear. She never did. They told her to stay quiet. She went public instead. And everything changed. If you were in Maya's situation, what would you have done? Like and share this video. Drop your thoughts and suggestions in the comment. Subscribe to this channel if you support truth and believe in justice.